Thank you for staying with us. The small and medium enterprises and their role in elevating employment opportunities and putting aside unemployment and the steps taken by the Egyptian government to fight corruption here. That's our topic in the company of financial expert Mr. Shereef Mohammed Sameh. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Sameh, for joining us.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Shereef.
Morning.
First of all, definitely we all understand that main pillars of boosting any economy will basically be the SMEs. And I used to talk a lot with you. I remember when we were talking about that, yes, we have many projects and the government actually allocated a huge amount of money, many facilities provided by the banking sectors, especially when it comes to the know-how as well and incubators and all the challenges we used to face. But I believe that the main challenge was inflation recently in Egypt. And we talked about the idea that if we worked hard on the feeding industry, using these SMEs will be the best solution to control inflation when it comes to many of the industries. Like, for example, automotive, you will find many small pieces that you need to work on. Instead of buying something using, talking about the dollars and talking about the exchange rate, definitely this is completely different.
Right, you are totally right. Look, according to the IMF report, which already released maybe 2 weeks back, Egypt has two main problems. One of them is inflation and the other one is unemployment. And to be honest with you, each government has a main objectives to high the standard of living for its citizens and to reduce inflation and to have a more GDP or more growth. So the government now started to link the mega project with the SMEs. We always ask what's the mutual benefit between them. One of the benefits for the mega projects is they're depending on the SMEs for have a very small pieces, like you said. And this is the advantage for SMEs. SMEs can control their cost. Though they can have the mega project, they can help mega project with produce the mass production with low cost. So the mega project will be the beneficiary for that. Other thing, the SMEs will benefit from mega project. The main thing from my point of view is continuity. The main object for each project, not only to have a profit in 1 or 2 years, and maybe sustainability and continuity. And why, if you are continuing in a good way, so SMEs depend on the mega projects. They give them the high tech. They train their employee, upgrade their employee, so they can help them match to reduce the cost. And we have another point, that 2 or 3 days back, or maybe for 1 week, Egypt has signed the African Free Zone
Trade Zone.
Yes. This has led Egypt. Now we have more than 55 African countries. It's our market now. Besides, we have a Latin agreement with Brazilian and Argentina, whatever. So now we have a big market. And the only way to reduce inflation, as you said, is how to exploration, to increase our exploration, Egyptian exploration. So now we are enhance the SMEs match to reduce the materials in a good way, in a mass production with lower cost. So to help the mega project to attack these markets. And if we attack these markets, we should to increase our productivity. If I was talking about attacking markets, so you are competing international companies. How you compete them without reducing your cost? This is the only solution, to depend on SMEs, so you can control in the cost and reduce your fixed and variable cost, so you can compete in the market.
Mr. Sameh, what is the current percentage of small projects in comparison to the large and mega projects within the economy? Any numbers that we have?
Yes, we have maybe. I think it's approximately about 15%. Look, we have a very common mistake here in SMEs. There is 2 ways to establish MSCs: in a financial way and non-financial way. And here in Egypt, we have many initiatives to help the SMEs to stand alone and to depending on themselves financially. We have the CPE initiatives. We have the enterprise development agent initiatives, which help the youth to have the loan with 5% only as an interest. We have also venture capital with the Ministry of Investment, 0 interest. You can have the loan up to 50,000 Egyptian pound with 0 interest. If you have a good idea and you are entrepreneur and they can help you. If you take this SMEs and establish this one, it's not enough. You are needing non-financial non-financial assistant, right? Training, how they face the procedures, tax procedures, social insurance procedures. All this working paper maybe led them to not continue until 3 years. We have a statistics said that most of 50% of the SMEs, they closed within 3 years from their inceptions. This is because they face problems not only financial. We have also the market. They are after you produce, you need to sell you to your customer. Okay, how I catch the customer? This is main problem for SMEs. And I have an initiative from the Ministry of Investment to enhance the Egyptian citizen abroad and depend on them how they can market for the Egyptians products. You know, also they can come here and invest in the SMEs. Not only like that, they can also open new market for us and to help the new SMEs or the small MCs to market their products through all over the world. Yes.
Great.
So this is the role of the incubators, as
yes.
we always talk about. And as we were mentioning now, the whole idea, or under the umbrella, the big umbrella of the mega projects here, the importance that each of these projects has to adopt a technique to take with them the SMEs, so as that each one will be responsible for his own feeding industry.
Yes, right. This is not only Hawaii is responsible for his feeding industry, to be sure the quality is okay. It's ISO quality.
Definitely,
you know? Yes,
this
is the main reason. And you know, we are launching 2 or 3 days back the Egyptian investment map, which already now divided Egypt for zones and assign each zone. This is for small and medium enterprise, this is for mega enterprise, and try to link it between the small and the medium enterprises. We have also the micro, small and the medium enterprise. Maybe they have capital less than 10,000 Egyptian pound. This is also very important, especially for lady, how you empowering women to enter for this economy reforms. This is very, very important. This link and this mutual benefit between both companies, will raise our income, will help Egypt more to achieve more GDP rate. You know, our GDP rate now is 5.5, and according to our budget, which already approved by the parliament 2 weeks back, we are looking to achieve 6% of GDP. We're looking to achieve or reduce our unemployment rate to be up to 8%. It's now 10% according to the IMF report. If all this, we are harmonize all these efforts with Ministry of Investment, with Enterprise Development Agency, with the CPE banks, with other NGOs. We have many initiatives from the NGOs to give youth more and more loans and help them financial and non-financial service also.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the anti-corruption policy, we want to touch on that because time is running out. How do you evaluate the measures taken by the government to confront corruption, this global phenomena? I mean, yeah.
It's a very critical issue. Yeah. I hope we can cover this one. Yes, you know that the Egyptian government touched the main problems and combat corruption. And this is our main goal now for the government. And you know that 1 month back, Egypt is hosted a conference, the first African conference for anti-corruption, headed by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as the President of Africa now.
Yes.
This is because that the fraud cost now in Africa is reached 148 billion US dollar. It's a huge number, yes. And 50 of them is for money laundering only. This is a huge number. And we have also other statistics that say that corruption and bribes may be more than 7% from the GDP all over the world. This huge percentage that shows you that Egypt is very keen to combat fraud. Also, they are mentioning this one in the approved budget, which already discussed and modified and approved by the Egyptian parliament last month. We modify our budget and mention that the main goal for the Egyptian government on how to reduce fraud. I always said you can't prevent fraud. We always know that it's very difficult to prevent fraud. Just to reduce fraud or make it in a reasonable way.
It's a disease. I mean, it's just like biological diseases, you cannot eliminate it. You can just reduce it to the
Yes,
lowest possible.
there is
Yeah.
the Transparency organization have a report, I just read it yesterday, that said that it's maybe normal to pay pipe in every day to finish your normal, your normal duties or your normal working paper. But which is very important here, that Egypt started to launch the first strategic for combat fraud, December 2014. And this is for the first phase ended after 4 years, December 2019. And in last African summit, President Fattah Sisi launched the new phase, the other phase 2 for the Egyptian strategic for anti-corruption. And this is very important. Without fighting corruption, reducing bureaucracy, this is the main reason for Egypt not reach at that much GDP like you are hoping so. Why? Because fraud is taking or attacking your income. I always say that if you would like to increase your productivity, you should use your resource in an efficient way, not only effective way. Efficient way means you are reaching your goal with minimum resource. This is the main obstacle, how to fight fraud in the government sector first, and after that in the private sector.
I think even checking the steps of digital economy is one of the most important parts when it comes to, now you are just taking benefit that you don't have to deal with many employees.
You are totally right.
And this is part again from the SMEs as well.
Yes, this is also one of recommendations when mentioning and when they are evaluate what's happened in the first phase, which already started December 2014. They're mentioning that you should fight the bureaucracy and also make the procedure clear, and it will be online system without any human being interference in between you and the employee, the government employee. This is, maybe we saw this in Taskarti, this is application when you are for fans in the African Cup. Yes.
And maybe we'll see it in many other aspects actually in daily.
I always say, if there is a will, there is a way. If the government want to do this, and inshallah we hope, inshallah we will succeed to achieve this one.
I'm glad that you mentioned something about the African Cup of Nations before we close out, because don't forget, dear viewers, that 8 p.m. Cairo local time will be the closing ceremony. 9 p.m. Cairo local time will be the final, Algeria and Senegal, and I stress, or Senegal and Algeria. Good luck to...
And don't forget to have the fan IDs with you. Because
of course, everybody going there. And good luck to both teams, whoever wins. I mean, Africa is the winner, and definitely Egypt, despite the fact that its football team did not win, but has won the honor, the privilege, and has succeeded, as has been, in the testimony of the world, with the organization, with the infrastructure, with security.
If only we succeed to apply this application, it's fine. It's very good. Yes,
that's another victory.
This is very good for us.
Right. So definitely this is something of great importance to Egypt, and talking as well again about our success in many different domains, especially SMEs, as we were mentioning right now, and fighting corruption. So Mr. Shereef, at the end, thank you very much for joining us and for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice for being with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right, and I guess with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you, Nashra. And I'm really sad that the African Cup of Nations is coming to a close, but that's the way life goes. And, but it has been a great tournament. Egypt was honored to have its African brothers here, and we hope that they stay and continue to be here for future tournaments, God willing. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and remember, join us again tomorrow same time for more with our colleagues on our breakfast show. Till then, thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.